I needed an excuse to make another one of these recordings and to get myself talking again, so I will approach it with the subject of faith. As this also reason for that is that it's going to be part of the Ideological War series that I was making before, where I was examining the ideological push that I experienced over, I think it will be the last 8 years is when I start tracking certain aspects of it. But I really believe that it's been going on my entire life. That ideology is something that people fight over, and it might be an aspect of them fighting in other areas. Like they will, if there's a holy war, it's an ideological war, or if it's a like the world wars were also ideological wars, fights over ideas. So, insofar as it is a series about people pushing ideas and how it has affected my life, I think part of a continuation of this going forward is going to be revolving around subjects of faith when it comes to people. So, the title of it is going to be Faith. For me, I believe in it as in an absolute, that there are no powers above or below and it's just us. It's like as far as consciousness and awareness of reality, humans are at a top of that so that they can both look out into the world with an awareness that they're looking and then reflect back also on that ability to look out into the world and observe it. Like that is the only advantage that we have over other social animals, is that we also possess an ability to self-reflect. So an aspect of faith, also then it would also come down to not having my own personal, I do have a personal understanding of sacred things, but I don't also hold those same, like I don't hold any of the same things that other people view as sacred. Like land, no. A specific deity, again, no. And then even your own family, that's not sacred, it's personal. So I guess it would be a different distinction for me. I would, how would I describe, not faith. And it's also something I had to note down about myself as a personal note, that it seems that whenever I'm crossing logic over into an emotion, like I can't both examine my emotions and talk about something in a purely logical sense at the same time. It's frustrating, but side note. Back to the subject at hand, faith. I have an understanding that other people have sacred things, like their sacred land, their sacred book, their pursuit of the divine. I get it. Even spirituality, mysticism. I looking out at the other world, the other side, the spirit realm. All those words and concepts, I get it. It's just in my mind, for any of that to be true, there would need to be some bit of supernatural, a measurable supernatural element within the real world that cannot be explained by any natural means. The easiest example I could come up with is holy water. For that to exist, you would need two things: a demon and holy water. You would need a creature that, for whatever reason, had no other susceptibilities to it besides this substance that, under special conditions and a special ritual, turns into something that would hurt it in a abnormal way, like it burning its skin off or something like that. Actually witnessing that is something that I would need for me to be like, okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm willing to put it in a special category of nothing else. If you say it's holy, fine, that's holy water. I only really want it because it kills that thing, and I don't know any other means of fighting it. So I'm more, I guess it's what practicality and the sacred mixing. Because yeah, it's like the way I was examining it, there are no there's no definition of something that is sacred that leads itself towards its practicality. Like a chair, it's like on the practicality that you put your butt in it. Call it something a kettle. It's on the practicality that it holds water and it circulates heat efficiently to the point where it will boil that water. So it's on other subjects. It does come down to like the practicality of those items, but like something could be just practical and sacred. No, because it's usually like purely and chiefly because it does something that relates to that idea of a sacred thing. So all that is just to say that I do have a personal distinction that is different from what I can perceive as other people's understanding of sacred things, which leads back into faith, which is everybody deifies. I observe that about people. That they may have a different name for their god, some multiple, most singular, but they're all doing something similar, which is trying to find an answer to, the unknown. So, with the whole ideological war series, the reason I want to call this one Faith is because that's also going to be part of, the war never ended. Like, I think it's like a continuation. It might also be like a series of, or it is a fight that never ended. Because people are continuously fighting over their ideas of whose God is right, land that is sacred, who's the chosen of what. Also, they have fears of where their soul goes if they have a soul. Where does it go after they die? So, some legitimate concerns, others it's less important to me in my own personal evaluation of things. But, as a method of getting or a means or a subject to get myself talking again, I did want to put down my thoughts on the subject of faith and that even just recognizing that people, no, that's not the important part. Recognizing that people deify isn't the important part. It's that it really comes down to, if you're going to have a conversation with somebody, it's understanding and respecting their personal walk with their God. And then you can have a big picture understanding of what their God means. It's like a central figure for what they view as ultimate good and ultimate evil. Mother Nature or Father Time or something neutral. God and the devil if you're looking for good and evil. It's going to feel a lot different to the person that you're talking to if you try to compare their God to any other God, but it's going to be essentially that. And I think with the way that it's all online, so it might not even be happening in the real world. Trump has said some things about Christianity, so I was believing that it would be leaning more towards a Christian nationalist bent in the future, but that's purely speculation. But that is also why I wanted to record some of the ideological war. Why I made the actual series and wanted to record my thoughts on it was because parts of the political left do exhibit the tactics of people that I know have stomped through my escapism, and then other bits of entertainment, and then also psychology, the sciences, and it's had political roots, social roots, economic roots in what seems to be not antithetical, but an idea that good ideas for like a common good or greater good kind of society only come from the left, which is an imbalanced idea because you could have somebody who grows up in a right-leaning family, but then they have ideas that would help more towards politically left-leaning principles. It's entirely possible. Mainly a possibility that you have to leave open because you can't really predict variables to that extent, but it's close enough for government work. So yeah, I wanted to get down my ideas related to that, but I can't really. I'm coming across the same block that I had before. So why am I so reluctant to talk about things that if you ask me, it's not like it's going to be a question in my mind. I don't have questions about facts and figures and statistics and shit like that. It's usually a binary consideration. So why do I hesitate towards it? I actually believe it. Why not get it recorded and set down? Probably just because I don't take the time to do it. Which means it's back in my court, all this blah blah blah. I can't even come up with the right fucking metaphor. It's also an indication of like you feeling emotional towards the situation. So you're hesitating for no reason beyond that I am hesitating, I guess. So I'll leave this one here, listen back to it, and put the other picture on top of it, add to the series, and I'll name this one Faith.